Right, rounds 5 and 6 kind of come as a pair, and they come as a pair because we need to work a little bit of foundation to separate out the petals with these blue lines that we're working here. So you kind of need to keep the faith on the first round and then sort of hold your nerve on the second. So let's go through it together. It's created a bit of a stir on the Facebook group, but do not worry, this is why we're here. So we're going to start by the easiest way I always find to work kind of behind the petals, but from the front, is to fold anything forward. So I'm going to fold those petals forward like that because we're going to be working into the skipped stitch on this copper round here. Before I do that, I want to point out that we have divided these clusters very definitely when we've created our picot petals. So this is the petal that we are working on dividing. So we're looking at the skipped stitches either side in this copper round. Okay, so I'm going to fold down the petals to expose that first skip stitch, put my hook through and pull up the yarn. I will secure that with a chain, and that's not counting as my first double crochet, so I'm going to put another double crochet in there to hold it. Okay, so from the front, not much happening at the moment. It's creating some framework, go with it. Right, so 4 chain, and that's going to come all the way behind that petal in its entirety. So I'm going to turn slightly, pull my petals forward again and put another double crochet. Okay, so you can see what we're doing, 4 chain again. We're just working behind those petals to expose the skipped stitches, put double crochet into them all the way around, and as I said, this is creating a foundation for what is to come next, which will create those lovely French blue dividing lines. Okay, and nothing different happens until we get to the very end and have to join the round. So I'll just whiz round and we'll show you what to do. Right, okay, so I have completed the repeats as per round 5, and what you will notice, if I turn to the back, you will notice we've got one, I'll turn it over here, you can see completely then, can't you? We've got not a complete circle. You can see where my chains have gone round and the double crochets have gone round. We've not got a complete circle, and we're going to close that circle now, but we're going to do it in a different way to make sure our hook is in the correct position for the next round. So I'm going to make just 1 chain, and then still working behind, I'm going to make 1 treble into the top of the first double crochet that we made. So working behind the petal, I've gone into that first double crochet. Let me just show you that again in case I messed up those words. So yarn around the hook to make a treble. I go into the top of the first double that I made. My petals are still folded forward, and I am, if you now look, I've finished the round, and you can see that my hook is kind of sitting behind and between. It's not easy to see, but it's behind and between 2 petals there, so it's finished in completely the correct position. All right, so I am going to move straight on to round 6 because, as I said, these come as a pair. Okay, let's go straight into round 6 then. So we're going to make 1 chain, and we're going to put a double crochet into the space that we've created with that treble. If you can see, that treble kind of lays to the left, it looks like a chain space. So I'm going to make 1 double crochet in there, 3 chain, and now I'm going to start working into the double crochets that we've made on the previous round. This time what we're going to do is work from the front, but because I don't want to trap these chains in the work, I don't want them trapped. I want it kind of free floating. The way we're going to do that is this time I'm going to sort of bend those petals back a little bit. Got my yarn around my hook ready to make my treble. I'll put my hook into the top of that double crochet, but you can see it's not going all the way through the work. it's just going through the stitch, and the stitch is sitting at the front of the work. So when I make my treble, that will sit in front of the petals, but everything in between is free floating. It's not trapped within the stitch itself. All right, so 3 chain again, fold the petal forward, make a double crochet into the next chain, 3 again, and now we're going to do that treble again. So this time we're going to kind of fold the petals back a little, put our hook through that blue stitch, or the double crochet I should say, and just make sure it's sitting at the front of the work to complete the treble. 2 and 3 again. So we're kind of folding backwards and forwards here. We're putting our double crochet into those chain spaces from behind. We're making the 3 chain again, and we're putting our trebles into the double crochets from the front. All right, so through they go. Backwards and forwards we go, all the way around. Okay, I'm at the very last place now. So 1, 2, 3 chain, but I'm not putting a double crochet in this time because I've already got one there. So I'm just going to slip stitch into it to close the round. Oops, I've lost it. Let's try that again. Slip stitch into one that's already there. And if I turn that over, you'll see we have created a very pretty sort of flower-shaped foundation at the back. And what we've got at the front are those French blue dividers between our petals. All right, so take that one slowly. The jiggery pokery is the end of round 5 and the beginning of round 6. Backwards and forwards with your petals. And this is what you will end up with. So hopefully that will make sense and you're ready to move on.